This is the Roulette Master, and I just received an unbelievable email from a man named Ian, and he says he has the best roulette system you will ever see. And this is called Trader Roulette, and it looks amazing to me as well. I can't wait to share it with you. So I think we're going to put this up against a system that last week I said was the best roulette system I've ever seen. Let's test it out again and see if it remains that way. I'm excited to use both these systems in Las Vegas this week. So let's get started. This is going to be incredible. And we're going to start with that system that I said was the best roulette system I'd ever seen. We're going to cover all the numbers except for the last four that hit. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's just the 4, 20, 28, and 14. So let's go ahead and cover all those numbers. And here we go. This is a really smart and safer progression than the milestone method. And again, the 4, 20, 28, and 14 will be uncovered. So let's check and make sure that we did that 4, 20, 28, and 14. And I think I need to uncover that 20 there. There we go. And there's our four numbers. So let's go ahead and start. This is a $33 total bet. And let's spin. And here we go. So again, the milestone method, we double after every loss. We're not going to do that with this one. And the cool thing about this is we win on the zeros most of the time because they're usually not in the last four numbers. And let's go ahead and just remove one of those and spin. And here we go. So we're not going to be increasing the bet with every loss like with the milestone method. And this is going to be much, much safer. That's another win there. We're going to go ahead and take the 17 out now and spin. And here we go. The milestone method leaves 6 uncovered to start. This leaves 4. But the real key to this is the progression. And we'll get to all of that as we go through. We're up $12. Let's remove the 33. And let's go ahead and spin. This is a $30 total bet. And here we go. So that is a 26 black. And that's a $6 win. We're up 18. You can see each time we win more than the time before. And if you like systems that consistently win, this is definitely one for you. And again, it's extremely safe. And I've been receiving emails from tons and tons of people saying that they're winning a ton of money with this system. So let's take the 15 out. And I've seen, and some of them are just telling me they're getting incredible results, like not just small wins, but huge wins. And once they started doing well, they started increasing their bets. And that's an $8 win. We're up 33. And I love hearing from you guys. So keep sending me those emails telling me, how well you've done, or put it in the comments. That is fantastic. Love the feedback. And again, this is a spinoff of the milestone method by Aaron B. And in that one, we double after losses. We're not going to do that with this one. We're going to leave the bet the same and spin. And if we lose 2 of them, we're going to double. So let's see. I'm sorry, not double. We're going to go up a unit. So that's a $9 win there. And we're up 15. We're just going to rebet and spin once we take the 21 off. So the milestone method, we cover all but 6. We double when we lose, and then we reset when we're in profit. So this is different. We're only going to increase by 1 unit every 2 losses. So not doubling. And let's take the 16 out and spin. And the key to this is, when do you stop? And I'll go over that here in a second. And that's a 28 black. And that's a loss. That's our second loss. So we're going to double up. I'm sorry, not double up. You can hit the double button the first time. It's leveling up. So that's a 22 black, which means we go up by $1 each time that we get 2 losses. And that's on all of the ones that are left. And we're up 22. We're just going to now take the 22 out. And let's do that and spin at $48 total bet. And here we go. So let's see what we get here. That's a 5 red. That's another win, and we're up 46. And at first, I wasn't so sure that that this really safe progression was going to make us a lot of money. But because we're continuing to remove bets, it does. And you're going to see that even with all the losses that we've had at high coverage. And that's a 10 black. And that's a $26 win. You can see the wins are getting bigger. Let's take that 10 off. And here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and spin again at $44 total bet. And then I'll share with you when to stop here in a second. That's a 32 red. And that's a $28 win. How about that? We're up 100 bucks. Let's go ahead and remove the 32. Okay, so let's count these now. The ones that are left uncovered. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So actually, let's go ahead and just count the ones we have. That'd be easier. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We do not want to go lower than that. So we're going to restart. And let's go ahead and put bets on everything except the last four. So the 0, double 0. The ones we're leaving out are the 32, 10, 5, and 22. So let's see. Let's put a dollar bet on everything except those 32, 10, 5, and 22. Oh, and I accidentally put one on the 10. And let's take that out. Okay, 32, 10, 5, and 22. You can mark them if you want to, if it's easier. And oh, and then I need to take that 22 off there as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, so 32, 22, 5, and 10. Okay, now we're ready. That's a $34 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. That's a 1 red. Okay, that's a $2 win there, and we're up 102. So let's go ahead now, and we're going to remove that one. You can see the wins start out really small, and that's okay. So we're just going to remove that and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 13 black. Okay, that's a $3 win there, and we're up 105. So let's remove the 13 and spin. And again, we're not going to double when we lose. We're going to go up a unit when we have 2 losses. And again, with this high coverage, it really surprised me that that recovers, but it does. So again, we're not going to increase. We're just going to rebet and spin, and if we lose another one, we'll go up 1 unit. That's a 2 black, and that really surprised me when I first tested this. That's a $4 win. We're up 77 because, and let's take that 2 out, because usually with high coverage systems, you have to double, triple, usually triple or quadruple the bet to actually get your money back. But since we continue to remove bets, it seems to work out. That's a $5 win. We're up 82. Let's remove the 6. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. Now we're at a $30 total bet. And here we go. Okay, that's a $6 win, and we're up 88. Let's remove the 25. Okay, and let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Okay, that's a 0 on that one. Another good win, $7 win. We're up 95. Let's remove the 0. Okay, we did that, and let's spin. All right, here we go. Okay, and that's an $8 win. We're up 103. Let's remove the 26. And on that last one, I accidentally went a couple too far, and I'll explain that as we go through here. But you shouldn't go below 26 numbers, actually. And so I'll make sure we do that right on the next one here. That's a $9 win. We're up 112, and that's one of the safety aspects of this one. So let's go ahead now and remove that 12 and spin. And we have a loss, so if we have another one, that'll be 2 losses, and we'll go up a unit. That's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $10 win there. We're up 122. We'll go ahead and remove the 15, and let's see what we're at right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So, okay, I guess I didn't even have to count that because it's a $25 bet and we haven't increased. So we just start over. So you don't go down to the 25. You stop at 26. So, okay, let's go ahead and do this again. And the more you practice this, the better you're going to get. As you can see, the more I play this, the better I get at it as well. And we have the 0. So let's make sure to uncover that 0. And, oh, let's just start over, guys. And we'll cover everything but the 15, 12, 26, and 0. And you can mark them if it's easier for you. And we'll make sure these bets are right. Okay, so we have, oh, I need to fix that one I put over here on the 0. That should be on the double 0. So, okay, we have the 0, the 12, the 15, and the 26. Okay, it's time to bet again. $34 total bet, and let's spin. And here we go. So we'll go over all those rules again. And sorry I went too far the first time through, but that was better that last time. And I know it's only $2 when you start, but every time that you win, it increases that. So that's really cool that every time you win, you make more than the spin before. And you still have really high coverage with this. So that's a 6 black. Okay, that's a $3 win. We're up 127. Let's remove the 6. And again, some people are betting much higher with this and are letting me know down in the comments and on emails saying they're just making a fortune with this, betting higher. But we're staying with this amount right now and doing really well. So let's go ahead and let's remove that 27. And but the safety aspects are that we only go up a unit after 2 losses instead of doubling after every loss. And that makes it so much safer. And that's a $5 win. We're up 136. Let's remove the 7. And here it is. And let's spend $30 total bet. And I don't know why I was counting those numbers earlier, because until you increase the bet, you know how many numbers you have. Because it's obvious, because that's what the total bet is. So let's go ahead and remove the 5 now. And really, it's pretty easy to figure out, even if you don't do that, because if you've only doubled once, it's pretty easy just to divide by 2 and figure out how many numbers you're betting on. So you don't really have to do what I was doing there, which was crazy, just counting them. I don't know why I did that. And we're up 149. Let's go ahead and remove the 14. Oh, wrong one there, guys. Just a second. I don't know what I was thinking on that either. I'm losing it today, guys. And let's take the 14 out. And here we go. Let's go ahead and spin it. $28 total bet. And remember, we don't go below 26. So we'll keep an eye on that this time. And that's a 16 red. And that is a loss. That was our second loss. So we're going to double up. I'm sorry, not double up. Go up a unit. But you can hit the double button the first time. That's what I was thinking in my head. But let's go ahead and spin. But after that, you would just increase by 1 unit every 2 losses. That's a 23 red. All right, that's a $16 win. We're up 137. And then at this point, since we've already doubled once, you can look and so 56, if you take that, so that pretty much tells us that we're already at our 26, so we need to start over. And we're up 137. And let's go ahead and we'll bet on everything except the 23, 16, 14, and 5. And again, that's why you want to practice these. If you make mistakes, the more you practice something, the less mistakes you will make. And I'm not afraid to make mistakes, but I'd rather practice and not make them. And the more you practice something, the better you get. And everything, pretty much. So 23, 16, 14, and we do need to make sure we leave that 5 uncovered too. So 16, 14, and 5. Okay, the rest of them should get $1, and that will be our four that are uncovered. And I've been doing this where where you mark the bets. That's why it's taking me a little bit longer to get used to this. So 14, 5, 16, and 23. Oh, we had the 23 uncovered. I don't know why I put that back on there. Okay, let's spin. And here we go. But again, the things that make this safer are going up a unit instead of doubling, waiting for 2 instead of 1 loss, and that we stop at 26 instead of going on to 24 or 21. So all those things make this a lot safer. Okay, let's take that one out and spin. And just getting amazing feedback from you guys on this one. And that's a 26 black. And again, I've been using marker bets up until this point. That's why I've made a few mistakes so far. So that's another thing too. Make sure that when you play in the casino, you do it just like you do in practice. Don't when you switch something up, it definitely changes things. And that's a $4 win there. Let's remove the 25. And I own a golf pro shop as well, and I always tell my cashiers to always enter the amount of money that the person gives you, so it tells you how much cash to give back. Same thing. And but a lot of them try to do it in their head, and the next thing you know, they mess the register up. And that's what I was doing today. So let's go ahead and spin and see what we get here. And let me know if you have any questions about what I sell in my golf pro shop. That's a 27 red. I don't think I've ever talked too much about that before. We're up 157. And I know the prices of stuff that I get into the shop sure have been increasing, especially with Callaway stuff for some reason. And we're right at the 15-minute mark now. Let's see where we're at. But we lost that one, so let's go a little bit over so that we can recover some of this. And now that we've had 2 losses, let's go ahead and let's go up by 1 unit and spin. And here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 33 black. And after you do the initial double, which is just going up a unit, then you need to go up by adding 1 to each. So let's remember that. And so now we need to go to take the 33 out, and then go ahead and spin at $56 total bet. And let's work our way down to our 26 again and cash out. That's a 36 red, and that's a $16 win. We're up 158. Let's go ahead and take the 36 out. And okay, now we're let's see, we're at 27 because you just take the 54 divided by 2. So let's go ahead and do 1 more, and then we'll be ready to cash out. Okay, here we go. Or reset, but we're cashing out because we're at the 15-minute mark, and that's a 36 red. And of course, we lost the last one. So if that happens, we're still not to the 26. So we go up another unit. And again, let's go ahead and do that. And I'll show you that since we haven't had to do that yet. And the reason we haven't had to increase by so much is because we're only going up a unit each time we lose 2. So that's why we haven't really had to increase much. And we haven't even, that's why we've been able to use the double button up to this point, because we haven't really had to go up up more than once. And that's a 25 red there. And we lost again. So that dropped us to 23. So let's go up another unit here. And let's do that. And part of having systems that don't lose their bankroll is dealing with ups and downs where you don't always establish new session profit. And the safest systems out there actually fluctuate, and you'll go up and down in profit, and you want to cash out when things are good. That's a 6 black, and we lost again. You've got to be kidding me. So now we're at minus 85, and we'll have to go up another unit. So let's do that. And it's bad to lose that many in a row, but it can happen. And the good thing is we're not doubling or tripling the bet, so that's why you're not seeing us lose our entire bankroll when we have these losses. We'll go up another unit and spin again. And here we go. That's a 27 red. My goodness, that is crazy. We're at minus 220. And actually, we can't increase it. I'm sorry, it's every 2 losses you go up a unit. So we shouldn't have increased on every one. And that we didn't. We only did that one time, I think. That's a $45 win. And we're at minus 175. So now we would just need to go ahead and remove that 29 and spend. And this is the only time you ever go past the 26. So I'm glad we got to this so we can talk about it. If you're down, you have to go past the 26. And we're at minus 125. Let's go ahead and remove the 21. But rarely are you going to get down like this. That was very unlucky to lose. What did we lose? 4 or 5 in a row with 26 numbers. And that's a 29 black. And we lost again. So that is another 2. So we'll have to increase by $1 on each. So let's go ahead and do that. This hasn't been the smoothest session with this, but I think we can come back with it. What do you guys think? And I'm glad we got to this point, because you need to know what happens, if you do get to a point where, you can't recover, by just going back to base level and starting over. And that's a $66 win. We're at minus 184, so let's remove the 10. And again, this is the only time that you would go past the 26 numbers with this system, is if you are at a deficit. And that's a 28 black. Okay, that's a $72 win, and we're at minus 112. Let's go ahead and remove the 28 now. And let's go ahead and spin, and here we go. Okay, that's a 7 red. Okay, that's a $78 win. We're at minus 34. Let's remove the 7. And there it is. And now we have a 132 total bet. So let's get ourselves out of this so we can get to this new system of the day. That's a 26 black. But we lost. So we're going to have to keep the bet the same, because we only go up a unit every 2 losses. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That is a 16 red. And we lost again, so we will go up another unit. And again, this is the only time you go past 26 numbers with this one, is if you get in a really bad situation like this where you can't recover with the 26. Okay, let's go ahead and spin again here. And let's see where our profit is too. Even though we don't have a profit right now, we got to build it back up. That's an 8 black. Okay, that's a $98 win. We're at minus 200. Let's go ahead and remove the 8. And the good thing about removing these numbers, even though we're getting lower than we would normally get with the numbers, is it is going to escalate how much profit we can make if we get a couple wins in a row. And that's a 16 red. And we lost again. Okay, so we don't increase. We leave it the same and spin. And that's a 10 black. But this is interesting. I haven't had this one have this many losses before. So now we'll go up another unit again, because we had 2 losses. And unfortunately, since the amount of numbers we're betting on is getting smaller, we are going to have more losses than you would normally have with this system. So let's go ahead and increase that and then spin at 168 total bet. But I would like to think that we're eventually going to get 2 or 3 wins in a row. That's a 32 red. Okay, that's a $120 win. We're at minus 374. Let's go ahead and remove the 32. Okay, let's spin at 160 total bet. And that's a 3 red. That's a $128 win. We're minus 246. Let's go ahead and remove that 3. And spin. And let's see what we get here. That's a 28 black. I thought that was a repeat, so that's not a good one. And we'll just rebet and spin. We're not going to increase unless we have 2 losses, and we're only going up a unit when we do. So that's a 34 red, and we lost again. We'll go up a unit. I know we're well past the 15-minute mark. We're just going to, this one's such a popular system, and it hasn't been in this much trouble before. So that's why we're continuing on and seeing if we can get this thing back where it needs to be in the worst case scenario that there is, and that's a 9 red. Okay, that's a 153 win. We're at minus 397. Let's go ahead and remove that 9. And it's hard to believe, but all these numbers that are left have not hit. And we're at 162 total bet now. Okay, that's a 7 red. And we lost again, so we'll just leave it there at 162. And you can see we're at minus 559 now. eventually these numbers that have not hit are hopefully going to hit. And that's a 4 black. Okay, that's a 162 win. We're at minus 397. Let's go ahead and remove that 4 now. And again, normally we would never do this with this system because this system's all about safety and stopping with 26 numbers. But, you know, if you have a horrible streak and you can't recover, you have to. And there's another loss. So we're going to go ahead and increase now. That was 2 losses. So we'll go up to 10 on each now. But again, we're not doubling. And let's go ahead and spin. We're just going up a unit every 2 losses. And that's a 30 red. Okay, that's a $190 win. We're at minus 360. Let's remove that 30. And again, these we're hoping that these ones that have not hit yet eventually hit. And we're banking on it. Let's see what happens. That's a 1 red, and I think that has already. Actually, that hasn't hit yet. That was a $200 win. So let's remove that. And here we go. Okay, we're at 150 total bet now. See if we can get those numbers that haven't hit yet to hit. And that is a 36 red. Unfortunately, that one's hit multiple times. So we're going to leave the bet where it is and spin again. Okay, that's a 31 black. Okay, that's a 210 win. We're at minus 100. Okay, we're starting to get back in the swing of things here. Let's remove that one. And all these numbers that are left have not hit yet. I know this is low coverage for this system, but we were in quite a mess. So we need to get one of these numbers that hasn't hit. And we didn't get it. So we're just gonna rebet and spin. And let's hope that we can get a win right here. And we're playing this one out because so many people have talked about this system. That is a $220 win. We're at minus 20. Okay, we're going to remove that 00 now, and then we're at 130 total bet now. Now we just need one of these numbers that has not hit this entire time to hit, and that's a 27 red. That's definitely hit before, so we're going to go ahead and increase now. We'll go to 11 on each because that was 2 losses. And we would never go this low if we weren't in trouble. But this is the only way out of this one. And we need to get a win. That's a 6 black. And we lost again. So we are at minus 293. But we're still in. Oh, actually, shoot. I hope we don't win this one. I forgot to put the bets back up. That's not good. That's a 17 black. Okay, let's see if we had won that one. And we would have won that one. Darn it. That was costly, guys. And occasionally you make mistakes and you just have to live with it. And that's a 32 red. And man, that would have been nice if we had actually, I did it again, didn't I? Oh my God. Now we'll probably win this one. Maybe this will go the other way. Okay, let's put it. Okay, that'll even things out. We would have won one. We would have lost one. Let's go ahead and just spin now with the bets up there. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get a win here. And that's a 24 black. Okay, there's a 253 win. We're at minus 183. Let's remove that 24. And we really just need, if we could get one more win here, I think we'd be back in profit again. And here we go. That's a 14 red. And I think that one has already hit. So it's time to increase again. Let's go ahead and go to 12. And again, never do this unless you absolutely have to. But we just went on a super long losing streak with high coverage, which doesn't usually happen. And that's a 30 red. Another loss. And we're just going to rebet and spin. We'll see how much we're down. And we're hoping we're going to hit some of these numbers that haven't hit for the whole session. And that's a 25 red. And that is just not a good area that is... that we've been missing a lot of over there. So let's go to 13 now. We're going to go up 1 unit. We're going to be patient here, guys. And use our bankroll to our advantage. This is a $2,000 bankroll system. So we just need one of these numbers to hit. And that's just, unfortunately, an area that has almost all misses over there. So let's just rebet and spin. We're at almost at minus 800 now out of 2,000. So we need to get a win. And that's a 27 red, and I'm pretty sure that one has already hit as well. We're going to go ahead and increase again after 2 losses. And here we go. And all these numbers that are out here still have not hit this entire session. So we're hoping that eventually they do. And that is a 7 red. Now I believe we've already hit that one. So we're going to just rebet and spin. And we've lost half our bankroll now. Let's rebet. And here we go. That's a 16 red. Lost again. Okay, only have 800 bucks left. We're going to need to hit these numbers that haven't hit yet. And that's a 28 black. That's another one in that area over there where we've missed them all. But let's hope that we get some good hits here before we lose our bankroll. And I don't recommend ever going this low with the numbers. This is just a last-ditch effort after a really bad run, and that's a 19 red. Okay, we finally got a win. And so let's remove that 19. Now we're at 165 total bet. And all these numbers that have not hit, we need one of them to hit, and that's a 32 red. I was hoping it hit that 17 there, but we lost that one. So we only have about 800 bucks left. We need to get a couple lucky spins and hit some of these numbers that have still not hit. And unfortunately, that's that area where we haven't got any, where it's just, it's completely empty. So we don't want to hit over there. We need some in the middle section here. Or the 0 would be good as well. And that's a 10 black. And another loss. So we only have about 500 bucks left. We're going to have to get a win here soon. That's a 27. I'm pretty sure we've already hit that one. Okay, we only have about 200 and some. We can't even, well, we can increase the bet one more time. So this is a good learning lesson to not do what I just did, which is if you're down, don't go down to low coverage to try to retrieve it. I guess just start back over and use the high coverage to get yourself back up where you need to be, because now we're in big trouble. And then we'll give it one more spin here and see what happens. That's a 28 black, and we lost. So there's our bankroll, and actually we went over a little bit. Good learning lesson here. Don't do what I did today with this system. If you get way down, don't go below the 26 numbers. Just take the loss, even if it's like 200 bucks. Take the loss and then restart and build it back up. So do not chase it, and do what I did today. So hopefully you learned something from that. And now it is time for the new roulette system of the day. I can't wait to share this one with you. So let's jump right into it and get started. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the Trader Roulette system. I cannot wait to share this with you. It looks incredible. And let's place these bets. And here we go, guys. And we're going to start with a bunch of corner bets. And then we're going to have some split bets. And let's go ahead and put those out there. And this is going to be awesome, guys. This is an $80 starting bet. I think you're going to absolutely love this one. And here we go. That is a 35 black. And that's a $10 win. Fantastic. So what we're going to do now, and we're up $10, is we're going to take out that corner. And then we're going to add a $5 bet on the that doesn't include the 35 or the 32 there. So let's go ahead and spin again at $75 total bet. Here we go. And I think this looks fantastic. Can't wait to share the rest of this with you. And that's a nice win there, a $15 win. We're currently up 25. We're going to go ahead and remove that corner bet. And then we're going to add a split, not including the 1. So let's go ahead and do that and spin. We're at $70 total bet now. And here we go. That's a 32 red. And we lost, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to double up that bet. So we're going to go from 70 to 140 and spin. And here we go. That's a 23 red. Okay, that's a nice $40 win. We're at -5. We're not in session profit. We're going to go ahead and remove that corner bet. And then we're going to add a bet in, sorry, at $10 now, or two $5 bets. We'll use those so they look the same. And we're not going to include the 23. So that's going to have 10 on it there. And now we're at 130 total bet. Let's go ahead and spin. So basically when you add the splits in, you have to add them in where the rest of the splits already are. And that's a 16 red. That's a $50 win. We're in session profit. We're going to restart. So let's go ahead and we'll start back with all the corner bets again and then the split bets. Okay, and we need to remember where our session profit level is with this one. We're up 45 bucks. So let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. And we always go to the next level. So even though you're in session profit after the first win, you still go, you don't reset back to where you were. You actually go another step. So let's go ahead and, so even though we won that one and we are in new session profit, we're going to remove this corner bet. And then we're going to put a $5 bet on, not including the 14 on a split. And let's go ahead and spin again. And here we go. That's a 27 red. Okay, and we're always going to remove at least two things. So we're up 70. So now we're going to remove the 27 and the 30. And now after this, any win we're in session profit, we're going to restart. So we're going to always remove at least two. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. All right, that's a 15 black. Okay, that's a $20 win. So now we're up 90. We're going to go ahead and restart. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put the corners back out again. And this looks fantastic. And it's really important, though, to, once you've removed twice, if you're in session profit, to restart those. So, but you're going to always remove at least two, and you'll remove more if you're not in session profit. So let's go ahead and spin, and yeah, I think we're all set. Here we go. All right, that's a 19 red. All right, that's a $10 win, and we're up 100. So let's remove the 1922 corner, and then we'll add a split bet, not including the 19. And spin. Here we go. And we're always going to remove at least two things. So here we go. That's a 0 there. And we lost that one. So we're going to go ahead and double up. And remember, after you double up, the split bets will go to 10. So when you add one in, you need to add it in at 10. That's a 9 red. That's a $30 win. We're at 55, not in session profit. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. All right, and let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. Obviously, we don't have to add anything there because we're not taking a corner out. If you hit the splits, they just get removed. Okay, that's a $40 win. We're up 95, so we're going to go ahead and remove that corner. And then we always want to check and see how much is on the splits. So they're at 10. So that means this next one's going to go 10, but not including the 4. And then spin. And here we go. This is the Trader Roulette system, and that's a 13 black. And that's a nice win. And we're in session profit, and we're past the first two removals. So it's time to reset. We're up $145. How about that? So let's add our corners in. I'm really liking this so far. I hope you guys are. And I hope you guys also learned something from the first one. And I know I did. Let's go ahead and spin. But this has been a lot of fun. And this one's going really well. And that's a 12 red. Okay, that's a $10 win. We're up 155. We're always going to remove at least two. We'll take that one out. And again, you don't have to add anything back in if you win one of the split bets. You just take it out. You only add back in if you win a corner bet, and that's a 36 red, and that's a loss. So we're going to go ahead and double up and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 29 black. That's a nice win of $30. We're up 110. Let's go ahead and remove that one. Okay, and those split bets are at 10 now, so we'll add one that doesn't include the 29. All right, let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's a 25 red. That's a good one. $40 win. We're up 150. Let's remove that. And there we go. And then let's go ahead and spin. I think one more and we can reset. Let's see if we can get the win though. That's a 22 black. Fantastic. That's a $50 win. We're up 200 bucks. It's time to reset. And let's add our corner bets back out there again. And the only time you go longer is if you're not near session profit. So let's go ahead and add those back in. And spin at $80 total bet. And this is quickly becoming one of my favorites, I think. We're going to find out after this is over, but sure looks good to me, and we're up 210. So let's go ahead and remove that 912. And then spin again here. We always remove at least two, even though we're in session profit after the first win. That's a 20 black. Okay, that's a $15 win, so we'll go ahead and remove that. And then we'll add in a $5 split bet, not including the 20. And let's spin. All right, here we go. That's a 27 red. All right, $20 win. We're up 245 and we restart. So we always remove at least two. And then if we're doing well, we go ahead and restart. So let's go ahead and place those bets back out there again and spin. And here we go. That's an 11 black. And the reason we get a lot of wins right at the beginning is because we have 24 numbers just in the corner. So there's 26, 28, 30, and we have 32 numbers to start. That's why we almost always win the first one. Let's go ahead and remove that 710 corner. And then we'll add $5, not including the 11 on a split. And let's spin. And again, you always remove at least two things. So let's see if we remove one here. That's a 4 black. And that's a $15 win. We're up 270. Let's go ahead and remove that. Then we'll add a split, not including the 4. And here we go. I'm liking this trader roulette system more and more. The more I play it, that's a 33 black. And we lost. So we're going to double up and spin. We still have nice coverage here. And let's see if we can get a win on this one. That's a 20 black. That's a nice win. We're up 240. Let's go ahead and remove that 20. And then this needs to be added in at 10 because the rest of the splits are all at 10. We'll add it in on and not including the 20 there. And let's see if we can get another win. That's a 7 red. All right, that's a $50 win. We're up $290. We restart. And again, we have all these corners. And then we have the splits. And let's spin. All right, fantastic. I know some of you probably think it's a high starting bet, which it is a little bit, but it's okay because it's 32 numbers. So it's okay to have higher starting bets if you have high coverage. And let's go ahead and remove that 15-18 split. So we have one removal. Let's see if we what we remove here on this next one, or if we get a loss and we need to double. That's a 13 black. We got the win though, so we're up 315. We're going to go ahead and remove that, and then we'll add $5 split, not including the 13, and here we go. That's a 6 black. Okay, we lost that one. Let's double up, 70 to 140, and spin. And here we go. That's a 19 red. That's a good win. We're up 285. Let's remove that one. And then we'll add a $10 split, not including the 19. And again, that's because the other splits are already at 10 because we doubled previously. Okay, that's a 33 black. Okay, that's a loss. We're going to double up and spin. All right, let's get a win here. That's a 14 red. All right, that's a nice one, and we're up 255. We're going to remove that one. let's see how many numbers we have left here. So we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have 24 left still, so we'll stay right here. And let's see if we can get a win. And that's a 0. We definitely do not want that. So we're going to have to double up again. This is a $2,000 bankroll system, so we can afford to do it. And we have a good chance of hitting still. We still have 24 numbers covered. That's a 31 black. There we go. That's a 240 win. We're not in session profit. We're going to go ahead and remove this one right here. And let's see what those other splits are at here. So let's check that. They're at 40. So we would add in a 40, not including the 31. But I would recommend, since the bets are at 440, I would probably reset at 255 and take a little bit of a loss and reset. Let's go. Actually, let's just play smart and go ahead and do that. Let's do it the way I think you should do it in the casino, because you're always better off taking, if you're up a lot, take a small loss and restart. And that's a good learning lesson for everyone, including myself. I try to do it most of the time, but we all make mistakes from here and there. But anytime the bet gets really big and you're still up a decent amount, take a little bit of a loss and restart. It's just the smart thing to do. And we're up 265. So let's go ahead and remove that one. And it takes a lot of the stress off as well. We'll put a $5 split there and not include the one that hit last. And here we go. That's a 34 red. Okay, and that's a $15 win. We're up 280. And let's go ahead and remove that one. And then we'll add a $5 split over here and spin. And I think I learned my lesson on the first one today, because I think even though we were down, like $100, we should have just restarted and played it smart and built it back up instead of trying to recover on that next progression. So we won that one there, and let's go ahead and remove the 27 and spin. And now we're at a $65 total bet. That's a 7 red. Okay, that's a $25 win. We're up 325, and now we can go ahead and reset. And that just shows you right there how important it is to be smart and not be greedy when you're playing roulette. You don't have to recover everything. And for those of you that have been playing that new version of the milestone method, I'm sure many of you are saying, yeah, you shouldn't have got that aggressive, and you should have just taken that loss and built it back up. And you're right. So let's go ahead and double up here and spin. And it's all about being safe and not being greedy. And that's a 5 red. You don't have to always recover everything immediately. And we're up 265. Let's go ahead and remove this one here. And we all make mistakes. Even those of us that play all the time, we all make mistakes, and you need to learn from those mistakes. So let's see what we get here. If you don't learn from them, you don't really move forward. And that's a loss, so let's double up. We'll go from 145 to 290 and spin. We still have pretty good coverage here. Let's see if we can get a win. That's a 36 red, and that's not good. So we're going to have to double up again. This is why we have that $2,000 bankroll. And I bet we get a win here at 580. We still have pretty good coverage here. That's a 23 red. Okay, that's a good one, 140 win. You can see, though, we're not anywhere near session profit, so now's the time where we want to actually move forward in the progression. And you can see they're at 40, so we need to add this split in at $40, not including the 23. And then if we get a win here, that should increase the amount that we make on this next spin. That's a 14 red. Okay, that's a $180 win. We're up 150. Let's go ahead and remove the 14. And remember, these other ones are at 40. Let's double check that. They are. So we add a split, not including the 14. And if we can get a win here, I think we can cash out with this system. But if we lose, we'll have to move forward with the progression. And that's a 5 red. We lost. So, okay, we have 1,700 left. We can double up, but this is the last time. And man, that's rough. Okay, let's see if we can get a win here. That's a 10 black. Okay, that's a $440 win. We're back up 90. And then let's go ahead and remove this corner here. And then you have to make another decision because the bets are crazy high. We're only up $90. Then we would put $80 on, not including the 10. And let's see how many numbers we have covered. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 8. Let's see. That's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I think we have 22. I don't think it's worth it to go at 920 one more time. Let's just go ahead and end this session up. Let's play this one smart since we didn't do that with the first system the way that we should. We made $90 in 15 minutes. And, you know, $90 is a hell of a lot better than risking it all on one spin and then losing your entire bankroll on the next one. So let's finish this episode, you know, being smart and doing the things that we should be doing while we're in the casino instead of getting greedy and trying to recover all at the same time. But I really like this system, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments as usual. And if you're sending systems in, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome, and you've sent some great ones in lately, and keep it up. And that's what this channel is all about, is searching for the best roulette system each and every day. You guys send them in, I test them out, and we see how good they are. And make sure to leave in the comments what you think about each system, and email me when you have other ideas and a system you might come up with, or a modification of a system previously that's just as good as a new system. So love when you guys share, and remember to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying the channel. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. This is the Roulette Master, and have a great day, everybody.